Anyways, I'm Jazzy. If you guys don't know already, hi, hello. We're playing Mr. E against PkChris. This is gonna be a fun set, y'all. If y'all don't already know, we're at Aeon, and this is already. We have so many talented people here. We have Mr. E, we have Amaryllis, Sane, Stocktaker, PkChris. As you guys already know, the usuals with the added addition of Mr. E. Now, getting into this game already, it's kind of just crazy. We have E at like 90, 100%, and getting edgeguarded right here, and we definitely know how good Ness can edgeguard. Ness's edgeguarding is kind of wild.
So these guys have been playing a lot lately, for sure. And, their sets have been going, they've been pretty close, Chris definitely showing that he has the capacity to take these sets, so. Oh, not even get shield breakered like that. Wow, that kills at 50? Sheesh.
That's so crazy. And you want to know the thing, too? There was a tweet. I think it was Raptor. Raptor was like, Mr. E will be down, and you'll think you'll have a lead on him, and then he'll just kill you. And it's just like, what's going on here? And that's exactly what just happened right now. That's so crazy. Both even a stock. Wow. I'm already loving this game. How are you loving this game?
This is great. I mean, yeah, like, Chris did so much work to get that kill, and Mr. E just with an amazing read from the ledge with that shield breaker, like, makes it look like completely effortless, Oh, wow. Nice attempt with that up B out of shield off the parry, but to the wrong direction. And now Chris has got some momentum at the ledge. Look at this. This is looking just like the first stock. Honestly, that early kill doesn't seem to have mattered much.
I mean, honestly, it was just one of those things where it was just like that one kill, you got that one kill, and then PkChris immediately took it back. So this is like, it's more of just like an even / not so even, but like kind of even, but we all know it's not that even. But honestly, this is looking like a very convincing game one from PkChris, having Mr. E at 161%. Now, if I remember correctly, Mr. E did play Riley a few games ago on stream.
Yes.
And that was just another thing where E just had a little bit of trouble, just kind of getting in and kind of learning what, DDD has to actually do.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say overall, Mr. E is definitely a player that, I mean, if you're going to take a game off him, it's usually going to be the first game because he'll adapt very quickly. Like, you can already see he's already starting to catch on to some of Chris's stuff. And, as this game goes on, it's getting closer and closer to even, despite Chris's really strong start on both the first and second stocks.
Absolutely, and getting into this edge guard as well, this is definitely where, Mr. E kind of needs to put a little bit more pressure. I mean, we've seen, these things where it's just like, PkChris is having so much fun at the ledge. She's just keeping E off of there. As we see right now, already putting E back off stage. Very nice tech. But it's just like Mr. E needs to find some way in order to, just
He's been off stage or in the corner this whole game. You're right. He needs to definitely find a way to, like, reverse this situation. And that's a way to do it, I guess. Getting a stray nair, I think, like that, that'll do it. But Chris is also going to find a stray aerial, putting him way off stage. And the tail of the PK Thunder hit him and almost saved him. But Chris was ready for it with the yo-yo at the ledge. Nice edge guard. Wow.
My heart broke just a tiny little bit because you saw that Mr. E did that up B way too early. And then once he got hit by the actual little tail of up B, it was just like, whoa, I can live. And then, PkChris just said, I don't think so. Absolutely not. They were not having any of it. They was just like, wow, I don't know what you think you're doing, but you're not doing what you think you're doing. You're doing what I want you to do, and that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah, and like you're saying, Chris definitely was, I'd say, in control of both the pace of the match, like in terms of the speed that players were playing, and also the positioning. Like he held center stage the whole match. Eric was pretty much forced to play from the corner, and I guess Chris was able to capitalize on that bad positioning.
Absolutely.
So I think.
Oh, sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
Well, I was just also going to mention is that, getting into the second game, we're on Battlefield. And, definitely PkChris does love this stage. And I also can see why they definitely would love this stage. They're on a stage where they have two platforms and a top platform on the top. Just making it so easy for, PkChris to get all of these PK fires and just make it I think it's -2 like on shield, so it's definitely very safe. So we can understand why PkChris would want to go here, but I'm already seeing PkChris as their first stock, I'm loving how E is actually kind of positioning themselves a little bit better because, you know, in order to kind of get around what Ness wants to do, you have to kind of position yourself in a way where you're, one, not getting hit by PK Fire, and two, you're not, you know, kind of extending yourself way too much where it's just like, you know, you're going to have PkChris do a lot of damage on you.
Yes. Now, you were saying that, like, this is definitely a good stage for Chris, but, I mean, you have to keep in mind that this was Eric's counter pick for a reason, and it looks like he's using the platforms really well, and I like that he's using the verticality of the stage so far. It's definitely been a change of pace from the play in the first game.
I definitely love how you just kind of called out that PK Fire and just ran up and grabbed PkChris.
Oh, nice air dodge read. If he can go deep, nope, too deep. It looks like he's going to have a hard time getting back to stage here, and yeah, that off-stage counter is a good way to clean up that stock.
Oh, wow. That was so nice. It's looking like, you know, PkChris is the one getting edge guarded here now.
Yeah.
This is just a complete reversal of what we had in that first game, and I definitely love, you know, Mr. E. Whenever he does go out to edge guard, he goes out to edge guard, and he goes out hard. Like,
oh, yeah.
He's not messing around, and we just have two players who, they're actually kind of scrapping, and they're not trying to mess around, honestly. You know, this is looking like very scrap material right here.
Chris just trying to find a way to get his feet back on the ground. Look, now he's the one stuck in the corner, and Eric in complete control here. They're both swinging at the air, but you know what? That's how you got to control the space. And, ooh, that shield looking worse for wear. Oh, I love that Chris read that jump there with that high back air, but he was a little too far away for the to make it land there.
And speaking of shields, too, that's definitely something that Mr. E has. Ooh, is this going to be it? No, going to get to stage very... you know, very safely. But
what were you saying about the shields?
Oh, about shield, Mr. E has this tendency to actually stay in shield for a very long time. And it's not even just like you'll see that his shield is just going along. Like, he tends to really, really, really stay in shield. Like, his shield will look like a Skittle, and he'll still be in shield.
He knows the limits that he can push. Like, if he can push that shield one more pixel, then he will, you know? Wow.
Absolutely.
Looks like Chris kind of resigned to defeat that game. He was kind of scratching his eye. He was off stage, said, you know what? I'm not going to come back. And indeed, Mr. E made sure of it with that nice forward air off stage. So I guess we're going to go to Game 3. I'm really surprised that didn't work out a little better for Chris, who is counterpicking back to Battlefield. Again, I was going to say, like, that's a good Ness stage. I remember I was playing him once, and I counterpicked him to Battlefield. As Bowser, it's usually not that bad of a stage, but he was like, yeah, no, you don't want to bring Ness to Battlefield. And I was like, okay, noted. I won't bring Ness to Battlefield. But here we have Mr. E. says, I'll take that there. I'll take that challenge. So back to Battlefield we go. It looks like Chris says, this is my stage, not yours. And we'll see how Mr. E brings the heat in this game as well.
Absolutely. And the thing that I also really love about Mr. E is the fact that Mr. E, you know, as much as like, ooh.
Oh, nice big F smash, fully charged.
That was actually so amazing. But Mr. E will do a lot of these things where he'll just, like, it looks like he's mashing, but also, like, Mr. E just kind of knows, as you said, where, you know, they can push this character. It doesn't even have to be just in shield. They know exactly what they can do off stage, on stage, and just while just playing in neutral, just having a little bit of time, you know, spacing their moves and whatnot, which is actually amazing. But not even that. We have PkChris. You know, PkChris is just as equally talented as Mr. E, if not not even very close, and that's not going to take it. However, PkChris definitely has such a good advantage at times, and you'll just definitely be extremely scared of PkChris when they have you at the corner.
Yeah. You know what I'm really liking from Chris is that he hasn't gone for an excessive amount of, like, super deep recoveries. Like, he's trying to save his up B as often as possible. Nice use of that forward air there. But yeah, he's trying to use his recovery very sparingly because he knows that Mr. E is basically ready to do the runoff counter to get the free edge guard, and it's only happened once or twice, which honestly, for, you know, Mr. E standards, is a lot less than you'd expect in this kind of matchup where that recovery is extremely easy to edge guard. So Chris is doing a good job of avoiding that.
Absolutely, and we're kind of almost bringing it to even. Mr. E is definitely fighting his way to this even state that we have here. I mean, wow. It's honestly kind of just, when you, like, play this matchup, Mr. E definitely, you can see, like, how he just tends to kind of really push his advantage when he does, you know, have an understanding of how he actually wants to play against people, which is actually amazing, and that is so sad. PkChris is going to lose that stock to Mr. E just actually getting hit by PK Thunder itself. That was entirely sad. You know, this is definitely a disadvantaged position for PkChris here, but this is definitely something that they're kind of used to. They know that they're going to have to bring it back. You know, sooner or later, it doesn't matter how much damage they do, they can bring it back, and then they can just as, you know, easily steal this stock from Mr. E.
And he does steal it indeed. He kind of runs up and just throws that up smash out, and I guess he low profiled under Mr. E's rising forward air. So able to sneak in that kill and even out these stocks, although he does have an uphill climb to get this stock now. He's already at 131 and off stage with Mr. E on the prowl, going in deep for a forward air, but doesn't find it. Instead, Mr. E allows him to grab the ledge. And Chris is really looking for a way to just get his feet back on the ground, but Mr. E is doing a great job of not letting it happen, throwing out forward tilts. I like that up B out of shield, try to keep the pressure on, but didn't quite land.
Absolutely, and something I want to know is how E actually has been taking his time to ledge trap PkChris, specifically because he sees that he knows he can't really do too much. You know, PkChris is at 160%, however, Mr. E still can, you know, just keep PkChris at the ledge like PkChris has been doing to Mr. E, and just slowly waiting for his time to actually get his kill. I mean, anything at this point, like that F tilt right there, is going to take that stock. And that's going to be a 2-1 victory from Mr. E.
I love that use of the down tilt at the ledge there to scare Chris off the ledge. And then once he was off, Mr. E knew he could kind of just cover it all with a big F tilt. Really smart stuff from both players, honestly. Chris was playing extremely well as well. And that was fun to watch.
Absolutely.